Wizards of the Coast slaying Dungeons and Dragons? Hell, have the Wizards slayed Dungeons and Dragons? Dwarven wisdom and rage. Before we get started, please subscribe, hammer that bell, and share. You may wonder, why do I mean that Wizards of the Coast has slayed or slain Dungeons and Dragons? I will get to that, but first, let's briefly talk about the latest release of the Wizards OGL. I will not go over it, but the link will be below. Also, I will post Roll for Combat analysis of the latest release of the OGL. They do an excellent job. It seems that Wizards of the Coast is fully committed to be the virtual tabletop of Dungeons and Dragons, and no one else. Basically, turning Dungeons and Dragons into a video game. This is foolish. They don't understand what Dungeons and Dragons really is, or they have forgotten. Since Wizards of the Coast took over TSR and Dungeons and Dragons, it began morphing it. The Wizards, they started by removing danger from the game. It's almost impossible to die. That is one of the reasons why combat in 5e is so boring. Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game of danger, risk, luck, rewards, and death. The danger, the risk, the threat of death makes D&D exciting and challenging. This can be called the soul of the game. It's what makes Dungeons and Dragons such a great game. By removing the threat of death and failure, the Wizards have slain the soul of the game. I have made several videos on this subject. Click on these links if you wish to see them. Now, the Wizards wants the game to become completely digital and a virtual tabletop, so they can make more coin of you. A key to role-playing and Dungeons and Dragons is the personal interaction between players and the Dungeon Master or the Game Master. It is a relationship that builds amazing worlds and great adventures where you may face many dangers. Aside of wanting to make Dungeons and Dragons a computer game, they also want to use artificial intelligence dungeon masters. This will be the final blow that kills Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons. But do not despair. The heart and soul of Dungeons and Dragons lives on. In these old-school Renaissance role-playing games like Castles and Crusades, Osric, Old School Essentials, and Dungeon Crawl Classics. There are many others like them. If you would like to know more about them, let me know in the comment section and I can make a video about them. What are your thoughts on the subject? Share your wisdom in the comment section. But remember, be honorable, be respectful,